crazy sweatshirt.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let me see what you're wearing.
Behind the
Oh,
chair.
I want one. I love that.
Yeah, look at it. Yeah, I know. Actually, we were just laughing. We're like, okay, I think it's time for everybody to get them now because it's time. I was gonna do my model off-duty look, the black turtleneck.
It's a no-brainer.
Like, I know, but then and it's shitty outside. It's like raining and it just looks awful out there. And I'm like, I'm gonna put on a black turtleneck, and then I'm like, okay, but it's like after Easter. Can we do that? So we can do that.
Well, it's rainy. It's kind of like drizzly where I am as well.
Yeah. Are you in the Hamptons?
Yeah, I'm still out here. Where are you?
In my country house in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, on the lake.
Yeah, we're kind of in the same situation. I noticed with our photos that we're kind of posting like water and nature, which
I know. It's like it's I love it.
You were my last public event, really. Like that was the last really big thing that I did, and then I came out here. What about you?
So the exact same thing. So what happened is I was kind of preparing. My sister always is like trying to prepare us for this kind of stuff. Like she's always, she's always paying attention to the news. And she said, I think this is going to be bad. I think that you guys need to start getting prepared, with toilet paper and all of that. Like literally as in like the first week of, that was probably the beginning of February. Right. And then she kept scaring me a little bit more. So I told the team, I'm like, look, we're going to probably, after the show is over, we're going to have to just think about what we're going to do. But it escalated so much after, like we were in New York, we were supposed to have a big meeting at L'Oreal the day after, 2 days after, and we ended up flying home on Tuesday night. It just got eerie in New York. We had over 800 people that came to the show in New York that Monday when we were all together for our first tour date in New York City. And then all of a sudden, it was just the weirdest thing because on Tuesday, we just all started feeling really weird. On Wednesday, we flew home Tuesday night. On Wednesday, we had a meeting with the team. And on Thursday, we sent everybody home and also flying back to their hometowns for some of our younger teams. So I've been here since March 15th.
Yeah, I think I left right after I saw you. And then I had to go to the city the following week just to kind of, one of the things that I'll talk to you about is I'm doing, as you know, that's how we got this going, virtual haircuts. So not only did I need my stuff, which I never really would have here, but I have to send it to whoever I'm doing. So like, thank you for the ARC scissors, by the way.
Oh, you're so welcome.
No, I just sent them. I just did 2 big celebrities for a big magazine that I can't say yet because obviously they're going to be the ones to show it. So they were using the ARC scissors because they're expensive scissors. You know what I mean? And my assistant was giving out his scissors. So I have to send them scissor combs, blow dryer, flat iron. So. Yeah.
It's so, it's been so fun, but, ARC, we only just recently started telling our members that ARC is ours. And I think I just wanted the brand to like live on its own. And then people started saying, you should really tell people that it belongs to Behind the Chair. And one of the things that we always, just said is like, I feel like all hairdressers should be able to afford, great scissors, and great scissors are handmade in Japan. And because we don't have a distributor or anything like that, we can sell these incredible scissors. They're not cheap, but we can still sell them.
Yeah, they're amazing.
At an amazing
I mean,
price.
after I always loved mine, I forget the name of what I was using. But they're, the cutting was so flawless, like butter. Seriously, like you don't even feel the hair. It's just like so elegant. It was like, wow.
Well, it was funny because I remember when I gifted them to you at the show, and and people get really, they get really like everybody likes the scissors that they like, and people often stay with the same brand. So it's kind of like when when people start cutting with them, all of a sudden it's and so I just left them there, and I never knew whether you would use them or anything. And then all of a sudden I got that call from your assistant saying, "Oh my God, she loves these scissors. Like, let's talk about it."
And it's so true because a part of me, like, they were there, and I was like, I don't remember. I think I needed sharpening. I go, let me try. Where those are? And that was it. I mean, congratulations, because they are by far the best I've ever tried in my life. So.
Oh, well, that's saying a lot.
They're probably too good for the celebrities because the
Oh, I know.
Doing these virtual haircuts, oh my God, they're so hard.
Well, you know, I actually I was like, should we be sending along like a release like that says if you cut yourself, because they're so sharp, and I'm like, if you cut yourself, we're not you know, it's not our fault. Don't sue us. You know what I mean? Because they're really sharp.
I mean, I'm basically like, Miley had taken thinning shears to her hair, which is like the worst thing to do. Like, because you and I have similar hair. It's like curly, and like too much thinning with thinning shears makes it kind of fuzzy. So she did all of her bangs. They were up to here, like, and they took them really far back over, not them. She did, you know, with the French comb then. All of this forward, and she, like, I go, okay, wait, I got to walk you through this. So I'd say, like, put your hand here and just take, I gave her a pair of your scissors, just take a little bit and kind of point cut into it. But you use your hand, so you're not going to be like cutting your, you know, like more like flat as opposed to your fingers. I still cut my fingers sometimes.
It's been really fun watching everybody do this online too. And it's just, I mean, honestly, it's like watching a train wreck that's not really a train wreck, but could be a train wreck. You know what I mean?
That guy that I did on, what is it? Pop of the Morning, you know, he
did
a good job, I thought.
Yeah, he did. Oh my God, a great job.
Yeah, I thought
he looked
really
amazing.
Good.
I know, I looked amazing. I saw somebody in London showing their client had to bleach their hair, and I was like,
that I wouldn't. That's a tricky one. Someone else was showing their hair getting bleached. I think it was Kate Young. You know who Kate Young is? She's a stylist. She used to live with me a long time ago.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, she does all the celebrities, Selena Gomez and Kate Blanchett. I mean, like a ton of them. But another thing that I did for my clients, which I did haircuts, you know, just $300, and half of 50% goes to direct relief. Because
that's great.
Yeah. So, you know, for my clients that just want 45 minutes to an hour of my time, and if they, you know, I'm not sending them scissors, but if they have like a comb and scissors, I can kind of have their boyfriend or girlfriend or kids, you know, walk each other. So we've been doing a little bit of that as well. But one of the things, speaking of lowering my rate, the first thing, because you'll probably be interested in this, that I'm going to take 40% off of my haircuts going back to work.
So I want to ask you a question, and I'm like so glad, like, because I want to jump into the business side of this. Sally, how long have you owned your salons for? I just want to, for people that don't know how long, because everybody knows you're a celebrity stylist. Yeah. How long have you owned salons for?
My first salon was in LA, so I'm going to say 18. It's
been a long time.
Maybe 18 years.
So you've been through literally the 2008 recession. You've been through 9/11, right?
I've been through it all.
Yeah,
I've been through them.
And so the reason I bring this up is, I think it was, I just got an email from somebody that InStyle just did a whole story about how hairdressers are going to raise their prices when they get back. Wow. And I'm like, that is, I know that because of the extra length of hair and all of that, and I just keep coming on and saying, terrible idea.
Horrible. Like, that's a horrible idea. I mean,
it's such because what hairdressers forget is all of your clients are losing their jobs too. So this is not the time to be raising prices.
We're all in this together, and I just don't think that's very. I don't think that's cool, because look, at the end of the day, I mean, you know, for someone like me, that would make me even busier to lower my prices. Not that. One of the things, I don't know if you've heard yet, but in LA, my salon manager has been talking to the state board in the state about opening, and they were saying 8 to 10 feet apart. And now I have 6,000 square foot salon in LA, so I can manage that. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a huge salon.
Yeah, I had. Rita Hazan was on with me yesterday.
That's going to really kill
and she was saying the same thing.
Huh?
I said Rita Hazan was on with me yesterday, and she was talking about the same thing. She's got a big salon, so she can create that distance. But we were also talking about how can you do one client at a time, distance your clients, and pay rent on Fifth Avenue? Like, or all the places you are? Like, how can you,
Well,
how does that work?
yeah, I mean, I got all of my landlords except for one who's not really working with us yet to completely, you know, forego a lot of the rent. And also,
That's amazing.
we've applied for the PPP loan.
Yeah.
2 of them we've gotten. The other 2 we will see about. So we'll see about that. Hopefully, but that will, the money, I mean, the money, if you get approved, comes right in. The problem is you need to spend it very quickly.
I didn't get in.
Huh?
I didn't get in on we did it on the first day. I did not get in on the first round. I was so pissed off at Merrill Lynch. I've banked with them for 30 years, Bank of America, and my application never even made it into the SBA.
Yeah, that's happened. So, that happened to a lot of people. Well, do you know the Red Door that became the Mind Spa? You know, they had 28 salons. They just filed bankruptcy, and guess what? They were managing 2 of my salons. So guess what? They didn't give me any of my W-2s, the information, tax returns. So I obviously need to give that to apply. So now they have a trustee overseeing it, and they can't find things. So that's why 2 of my other salons were a bit like, but it looks like we're in stage 2 with both, and we have back state tax returns, but that was a shit show. I mean, can you imagine? Yeah. Like, you don't have my information. It's like,
no, I know. I saw it happen right away too. It happened right after. I mean, it happened. I saw that in something. It was like one of those things that popped up because I used to work with them so closely years ago. But I really do question, you know, as we go back, because I give everybody because you've been expanding your salons like crazy. Yeah. So give everybody a view of how many salons you have and where they're at right now.
Okay, sorry, I got distracted because one of the last things about the Red Door, they told me on a Friday that they were leaving on Monday, and they didn't pay a lot of us, including me. I mean, so I had to personally, I mean, that was like you know, on top of all of this, you're like, am I really? So wait, so the question you just asked is, I've been expanding in what? What did you?
All the different locations.
Well, okay, so Barney's, you know, closed. That was a really big hit for New York City, and I had a salon there. I have a salon in Hudson Yards. Who knows what's going to happen with that? I mean, Neiman Marcus just filed bankruptcy, and they're massive presence in Hudson Yards. So we'll see about that. And then I have 26th Street. That is 6,000 square feet. So I'm fine as far as like doing the space. I have a feeling, I feel like New York won't be so critical as, I bet it will be more like 6 feet because we don't have space. I mean, you know, people are going to get killed by this. I don't know how they're going to survive unless they get the PPP loan and they use that as their rent because.
Right, but the PPP loan, you have to use 75% of that is for employees only, and then the other 25% you can use against rent, taxes, whatever. But again, that like lasts for that's 2.5 months, right? Of what the salaries, et cetera, are. My concern is the economics don't work.
The economics do not work.
They don't.
Oh, and I have one more salon on 71st and Madison, which is a brownstone. I have the penthouse and then the 5th floor, but it's quite small. And Sharon Durham, who works there, does about 35 to 40 women a day. You're not going to be able to do that. And, you know, it's a brownstone, you know what those are like. So I really think this industry, and not to be a Debbie Downer, but I think we're going to have to think outside of the box. And I do have some very outside of the box ideas that I'm doing and will help immensely. I will share it with you when I can. I can't yet.
Yeah.
But it's going to save the day. And I am saving it till right before we open, because if I say it now, then it's like, you know, everyone will do it, which is great. But I want to be, well, you know,
but I mean, but at the end of the day, you're still competing, and we have to be in a time of, you know, one of the big things that we've spent a lot of time on is one of the top salon owner, or the biggest salon owner in Atlanta, or I should say all of Georgia, is Van Council, who owns the Van Michael salons there. And so they just opened Thursday.
Right.
So they've been, we've been spending a lot of time trying to talk to people about what it is that we're going to need to do to prepare salons. Rita and I talked about that yesterday as well. And then I've talked to multiple salon owners, and we've just been kind of talking about, all the touch points. It's been interesting. One of the really big things that's been coming out of this is blow drying hair. And what we don't know is about,
Right,
down in
spread
Atlanta,
the germs.
right. So in Atlanta, or in all of his salons, so he has 400 employees in 8 locations in Georgia.
Wow.
And so they opened on Thursday. They normally take 1,500 guests a day. They took 500, and half of their staff came. And they were like taking their programs of, you had to pay before, after. I can't remember what it was. I think some people still use their credit card. You had to stay in your car. You were texted when you could come in.
Yeah.
Obviously, no coffee, no water. They weren't washing hair for haircuts, so there was no washing of hair. So they weren't in the back. They either came with their hair wet. Most of them are dry cutters anyway.
So they weren't doing color, obviously.
Sorry. They were doing color. That's the only time they would wash, is doing color. But they wouldn't do haircuts, and they weren't blow drying. And then they had to wear the mask. Their guest had to wear the mask. They both have to wash their hands when they come in. And capes obviously the cape situation is kind of a weird thing too, trying to figure out how you're going to manage capes.
Well,
I guess as well.
I'm going to treat it like I'm working in a hospital. I mean, I already ordered all of the gear. I purchased this protective gun that sterilizes everything in 60 seconds. Like, you can spray off. It's expensive. We have purifiers, air purifiers, the shield that goes over the mask if you are shampooing. I mean, I'm friends with a lot of big doctors in New York and LA, and I'm getting all the same equipment that they have. So we're covering the clients and ourselves as well. I mean, the one thing, I have allergies. My nose is so itchy. The one thing that is really rough is that we'll probably go back. I mean, we're going to be the last in New York and LA. LA just announced it too. We're the last to go back. And then let's say we go back in June, and then the virus comes back in the fall, which is September. You have June, July, August. You have 3 months to work. And then this happens, and then the flu season. And I've always been a stickler about people coming to work sick. My managers will tell you, if my assistant's I go, honey, you got to go home, because one person comes in, they infect my entire salon. So
it's so true. Hey, I just want to, Kenzie, if you're on, or somebody on my team, BTCU, if you guys could just put both of our names on the bottom too, just so people know who we both are. I forgot to do that when I first logged on, so hopefully they're still on. I know, I always I don't know. I've been on live now more in the last it's just so funny. As somebody said a couple of days ago, like, who are you? And I'm like, oh my God, that's right. Like, why would you know me?
Oh, that's so funny.
It's kind of funny.
I know when I look at my phone, it's online. Just now when I was waiting for you, I saw 10 of my people I know, all the press people, they were all going on at 3:00.
It's crazy.
Right?
Yeah. So Kenz, if you'll just put our names on, I think you said that you're there, and then I'll pin it just so we've got it. So, okay. So you're going. So one thing I heard about LA yesterday, I don't know if this is true or not, that it might be months before you guys go back to work there. Is that true? I just
heard today, my manager just got, I believe we're the last, I think it will be in June, end of June, sometime in June.
Yeah, because they said that you guys would be the last ones, hairdressers would be the last ones to come back.
Como said that as well. So the idea that I have, I'll do this again with you, and I'll be able to share it, really share it soon. But it will help with that situation, going back into this business for people that especially have smaller salons and stuff. But I feel like I'm working more now than when my salon was open, because it's just,
we all have, everybody does. I mean, I think that's the one thing I think it's really important to prepare people also. People are saying everybody's going to be knocking down the door when we get back. And I think it's important that right now everybody's got to be reaching out to your clients, and you've got to not only just to say, how are you?
Right.
And how is your hair? also, do you still have your job? Like, you've got to start gauging right now, you know, what's happening with your clients' lives as well. Has somebody been sick? Because you might think they're 30 years old or 40 years old, but if somebody in their life has had this virus and has lost their life or been in the hospital or they're going to be afraid even at 30 years old to potentially come in. So,
Yeah.
and then also thinking about, you know, the guests that are over the age of 50, I mean, are they going to want house calls? Like, there's a lot of thoughts that have to go into like what's going to happen, because this is not just about people not having the money potentially to come back. It's also a fear of coming back.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I would be afraid to. I'm afraid to go into the salon. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm going into a war zone, technically, like touching people that I don't know. Like, I'm only around people that I know, and I know what they're doing. Exactly. I know when they go to the store, and you know what they're, you know what I mean? I know how we are all being, but one of the things we ordered the thermometers, but you know, the problem with Corona is that you don't even know you can be a carrier. That's why it's so insidious. Like, you just don't know. I know. I could have it.
I know.
And you can't get tested really unless you lie and say you're sick. You know, I know because Dr. Paul Frank, last month, I go, I don't know if I'm getting allergies or I feel like maybe I'm getting cold. He goes, you need to go get tested immediately. He actually got it. I'm like, so I called and they go, well, are you sick? I go, well, I don't, you know, and they're like, you're not coming in. So we can do the antibody test now, but, you know, it's really, we're all in this together of the unknown. We don't know. What they're doing in New York is they're going to open up construction first for 2 weeks and see what happens. See, like, if people start getting sick, and then we'll go into another rollout after that. So we're all.
So did he announce that?
Yeah.
So who's going to start opening then? Like, what will start opening in New York?
The first thing will be the construction sites, like the most important thing, which is, you know, that. And that's all they're doing. They're first going to start with that to just see how that works, because he doesn't want to open up everything and then, like, all of a sudden it's like a beehive going on, you know, which I think is smart. Like, just test it and see where that goes. I mean, we're all super anxious. We all want to do hair, and doing virtual hair is very hard because you just want to, no, don't. Like, you're like, wait. And it's amazing how so many people really don't understand when you go, no, hold it out vertically. And they're like this, holding it out like that. I'm like, wait. There were some pretty funny moments. So I think,
oh my gosh, it's been so funny to watch all of them. I mean, and you know, I mean, I think I remember when everybody was like, you know, we can't do that, you know, that's like, and I feel like the idea is that, you know, you need to do everything we can to help our clients feel good also in a time when they feel like shit. So even if somebody says, you know, like, I just don't think it's fair for us to ask people to wait. It's been 5 weeks, and
especially
women don't want to be
color, right?
It's just women don't want to be gray on we're all doing Zoom calls every day. And but I do think that, you know, the one thing that you've been here for a long time, I've been here for a long time, and I think the one thing that I think is really important, you know, to share with people is to say, you know, on the other side of crisis situations, innovations always come from them. They really
100%.
Do. Innovations
always come. The best artists and musicians, and it gives you time to, like, refresh and be creative again in a different way. I mean, I have some really exciting new ideas that I'm really excited about. And my personal business, my salons, personally needed to stop. It wasn't working. One, the percentages that people were getting, and the color situation, and, like, you know, when someone doesn't own something, they don't use it the same way. I'm making a lot of changes, but it's better for both of us. Like, I'm your partner, but you need to be mine. This is not a one-sided. And, you know, when someone has like a 70% percentage and you at the end lose money, you provide them an assistant, you know, all of that, those kinds of things. I had to really take a halt and support them as I need support in the business. You know, it's real teamwork, and it can't be one-sided anymore, because if I don't make money, there's no point in really doing it.
Well, you know, and one of the things that, you know, I talked about yesterday bit is, you know, they unfortunately, you know, and I say unfortunately, fortunately, it's just how you want to look at it. Like we don't have any other way to treat this other than going through a recession, which we've both been through.
Yeah.
And I know I lost half of everything in the last recession, and it made me definitely save money for a rainy day. Like, this is a rainy day. My staff is all still employed. I don't have PPP. It didn't come, you know, hopefully the second round we get it. And so, you know, but I think what's important that we all, you know, when you have money in the bank, when you don't feel pressure to have to figure out where rent's going to come from or where your next meal is going to come from, it gives you a lot of power to be able to sit back, take a deep breath and go, okay, I'm going to start preparing for the other side of this. If you don't have money and you don't have that, if you're in fear, and some people, God love them, I mean, they're doing everything they can. They're working really hard. They're working 2 jobs. They've got 2 kids. They're single moms. They're going paycheck to paycheck because they have to, because they're not spending any extra money. But some people who do spend lots of extra money and don't put money away, you know, they end up in desperate and dire situations. And this is one of them. But I think we're in a situation now where we've got to start preparing for how we're going to go back. And that in a powerless situation, that helps us feel more powerful because we have to start planning. And I think that's because, you know, mediocre businesses are going to go out of business. Yeah. Good businesses will survive, but great businesses will thrive because they were, you know, and that's how you stick around for a long time, by preparing, by not sitting back and waiting for the world to happen to you, but you got to go out and happen to the world. You got to start preparing.
100%.
You know,
and this particular, you know, recession will be a little bit different because
a lot different.
Yeah, because we as hairdressers, you know, have clients. So there are, you know, everyone likes to, that we're technically, I mean, statistically, we do well during recessions because that's the one thing people like feel like that immediate gratification. And with this coronavirus happening, it's very difficult because we can't really be touching people. And, you know, we're so close. Like, I touch your hair, you know, and I'm like right in you.
Right, of course.
And what is it going to be like to cut hair with gloves on? I'm going to start practicing.
Well, what's it going to be, you guys? And the other thing is, and I was thinking about this when you were talking about earlier, and we haven't even discussed this. And I want to talk to Van about that because they have those spaces. What's it going to be like to cut hair with a whole thing around your face?
I won't be able to. I mean,
I don't know who's going to be able to do that.
Mask.
Yeah.
Because I have to see the face. I cut hair to look at the face and kind of like, you know, move it and like. I actually cut hair all of like this around the face, and I need your face, you know. So I have already ordered. My friend, thank God, in the Hamptons, like was on this, like what you were saying. You're you know, knew about it, and she's like, I'm ordering masks, and I have already right then ordered hand sanitizer, Sally Hershberger 24K, which are out like next week.
Yeah, you know, Maddie Conrad, and I'll do a little PSA for him. You know, Maddie.
Yeah, of course.
Maddie was able to get sanitizer made, and it's called Safe Hands. It's so cool.
I love that name.
I like you're in. Oh, sorry. It's called Good Hands.
I like
Good
Safe
Hands.
Hands.
Like you're in good hands. Yeah, and it's called Good Hands. It's coming out today, you guys, and it's so the branding is so cool. Amazing. But he's selling it, and it literally is launching today.
I'll buy some. I'll buy some because I'm running out.
Cool.
My Pharrell, I looked at the date was 2018, even though it so like feels like it's working. It's like I had a little cut, and I was like, oh, but so yeah, I have all the masks, and I like the one mask that I'm using right now because it's like. It's tight. It's what is it? The N95. It fits really well, and I can cut hair in that. I already tried with my assistant, so I'm comfortable with that. But I think not it is the full cover.
No, they're using those, and I was just thinking it was just funny when we were talking earlier. I'm like, I wonder what that's like to cut with that because it's a completely different kind of perspective, right? So, I mean, I think everybody, if they start preparing, even with a mask on, because I'm sure even cutting with a mask has some issue with your eyes a little bit and stuff too. So I think it's
they're
really
hard to
important
wear, like my glasses when I, need to cut. I'm going to have my glasses like this. It's not going to be a good look. Do you know what I mean? We're going to be looking very differently. The blow dryer is a very I mean, I cut hair dry, so I'm fine. I might just do the old John Sahag way and just iron their hair poker straight and just cut it like that dry and then wave it with an iron and out if they want to wave. Otherwise, I'm just going to have it poker straight. I don't really want to do the blow drying thing because I'm a little worried about germs.
Well, and I think that the problem is, and it still is very frustrating for me personally, because I'm a data junkie. Like, I like data, and I still don't understand why we still have so little data, or that it's so misleading. Like, 2 months ago they were saying don't wear a mask.
I think this is such an insidious disease that they don't even know. They do not know.
Yeah,
and that's why we don't know. We don't know.
I know, but that's what makes it so hard, though. Like, because as I say, originally about 3 weeks ago, I started talking about, like, we better figure out how to get back to work, because otherwise we're going to see a complete, our economy is going to collapse. And some people, I think, thought I was saying, like, well, not really, just one. Right. I got super blown up. I got super blown up over it. Like, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I've kind of made a contribution. I feel like I've cared about hairdressers for a long time. I'm surprised to get so blown up over that. But the point that I was trying to make is that we can't, that if the economy doesn't open, like, and now we're already in the situation where it's not going to be a V where we're going to bounce right back up. Although, like, the stock market is like, whatever, is like going crazy. It just goes up and up and up. And I'm like, have they seen the news? I can't figure it out. I think the problem is in hairdressers, and this is one of the things we've spent a lot of time talking about, is there's no good choice. No. Like, stay home and not make money, go to the salon and potentially get sick. Yeah. That's what's so frustrating.
I have a good idea, which I'll be sharing with you. And it's not one and it's not the other. So I'll tell you later. But
oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. So you can't do that.
I have to. My PR will kill me. I have to just wait so it's closer to our opening.
So are you,
like, let's say
you're gonna have like 15? You're gonna have like a big thing like this, and you're gonna put your hands in like this, and then you're gonna do their hair like that?
Maybe. No. If we open, let's say June 1st, I'll tell you, like, 10 days.
It's actually not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
Right? You could have plexiglass too, just put up.
Right.
You can have plexiglass every 6 feet. You know what I mean?
Well, we did. Yeah. So we were talking about that. I brought that up a couple of weeks ago. But the problem that people were talking about, and it's kind of true, is that then you're going to clean that plexiglass so much because it can hang on the plexiglass.
Yeah, you have
but it's still, I think, a good idea. Nail technicians are doing the plexiglass right now. So the hands will go through like a bank teller, like a taxi cab, Hands will go through. You'll be able to see each other, but you won't be able to.
But they wear the mask with the.
Yeah. No, I don't know that they're doing that, because they're putting plexiglass in front of each other. So, like, I would be doing your nails and there would be plexiglass between us.
Oh, so yeah, your nails go through the glass.
And my hands go underneath the plexiglass.
But the air so there's some still go through, but I don't know. They need to, like, really figure it out, because I think that the information is still not there yet.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I just feel like it's so freaking political that it's like we just can't seem to get good information. And, like,
we need to be working with all the other world leaders to really, like, get a vaccine. Getting a vaccine is the key. When we get a vaccine, which I'm sure we will in a year and a half, I would hope, if we really work with all the leaders and really have the best of the best people working on that, then we're cool. Do you know what I mean? Then we can get back to a real life. This is like,
yeah, but I don't want one of those things put inside me, so people know where I'm going and all of that.
No.
I like they literally on NBC News, they literally were showing a few days ago, like, look how simple this is. You're going to put it in, and they went up to a vending machine. You can even buy soda with this inside.
Well, that's what Google, like, that's what Google and Apple are working on together.
I'm like, I'm sorry, we're going to be China's bitch if that's the case.
And you're going to walk into the door, they're going to go, Mary, get back.
Yeah, exactly. She has coronavirus. Get back.
Well, one thing they're doing at stores is they'll show you, like, a red flash, like they'll have, like, a light on the ground that you're 6 feet away, and if you go past it, goes beep, 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 like you have to back up again.
I know.
They're doing that now at, like,
because
places.
it's sort of like, it's kind of like you didn't just steal something as you're like walking out. Now, and then everybody just turns around
Yeah, they're
and
like,
looks
oh
at
my
you
God,
like.
she's getting. But it's kind
I
of
know.
funny. Like,
you know what's really.
the few stores
It was
that I
so.
was at, people would
I
like
was
come
going
right
to talk about certain.
come right at me. I go, honey, 6 feet away, get back.
It's so funny. I literally have been out of here like for an hour and a half in 6 weeks. That's it. Like, that's all I've been gone. And so it's just funny because I was in this little like a town about 15 minutes from here, has 3,000 people in it. It's the antithesis of the Hamptons.
Oh my God. Well,
I mean,
what is great about being here is that I do have good friends that are all out here, obviously, because we all left the
so
city.
you guys can see. Yeah.
So, and you know, I mean, I'm looking at water, and I can go paddle boarding, or I can go on a bike ride. I can go play some tennis. Like
Me, yeah. And this is my view.
let me
You
say,
can see it. There's my view. That's my lake.
oh,
Right there.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's really, it's in the middle of nowhere, so it's not the Hamptons, but it is really.
Well, nature
I
is
love
nature,
it.
and it's gorgeous. So,
Yeah, it's really super pretty.
that's gorgeous. Can you water ski on that lake?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
So
I would be in heaven. I'm going to put my boat in the water next week.
Oh, that's because you're always. Are you really so soon though?
Yeah.
It's not.
Let me show you.
It's still been chilly here though. Like it's still been chilly.
Yeah, it's a little bit cold. Hey, Jay. I'll show you where I am. Hold on. I've never done this before. Like walk away.
I know. I was just taking my phone off of where
Yeah.
I
Okay. So look. Okay. So I go like that, right? Can you see?
Yeah. Just turn it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so pretty.
Right.
Gorgeous.
And so I got lucky because there's like 18 acres. This is. So there's 18 acres of a preserve.
Yeah.
So it's just like wild beach where there aren't people around. I mean, so that's been a lifesaver, but I'm going to New York on Friday. Yeah. I have to take my dog to the vet. So I'm going to actually spend the night there. I want to like feel, I haven't been in my apartment.
When was the last time you were in New York?
When I saw you, remember?
You're kidding.
No.
So you actually haven't been back either.
Oh, here, I got to put this back.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't been back.
Yeah, I haven't been back either.
Hey,
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to go back though into society a little bit.
You and I were talking about this. I like go, Mary, are you still going to go to England? And you're like, I don't know. And then how crazy it just happened like this. It was like
it was so
stay
fast.
in your house for 2 weeks. Like all of a sudden it just
I know.
And here we all are.
It was so
We're
fast.
still in our homes.
I know it's so fast and working more than ever, because we've had to put off 2 of the dates. We've changed those 3 of the dates. London, Seattle, and Miami have all had to be rescheduled. So we're spending all of our time rescheduling. But we just had our social climbing show 2 days ago. We had 800 people from about 22 countries. And it was a 10-hour show all online about everything you need to know about growing on Instagram. And it was amazing.
I saw
it was a
10-hour show. I didn't get on because I wanted there was a few people I wanted to listen to, but you were the first. I don't know if you remember a long, long time ago, you go, I want to do shows online. Do you remember that?
Yes. Yeah.
And now you have to do it because you just did it. That was really your first big show online, right?
And somebody said my brain still hurts. It was amazing. In fact, I don't think we've ever had more, even with our 3-day show, we've never had more stories. I think we had thousands of stories that day of people writing their tips down and everything. I've never been tagged that many times in stories. Wow. It was an awesome day. And I think if they learned a ton, it was 10 hours of information. We had all great panelists who were video. It was everything from your profile to taking better pictures to what your right hashtags should be to video and a full lesson all about video, what's important for video, influencers, how you become an influencer, content creator, all of that kind of stuff. And it was supposed to be 7 hours, but we went 10 hours. And we figured, well, nobody's got to get on a plane. So yeah, we went all day and most of the night.
So did you guys do any demos doing hair or no? It was just talking?
No demos of doing hair. No, we had PowerPoint slides, and then we were also some of our people were showing poses. So some of them went live. So we had all these panelists on Zoom, and then they would show their setup in their salon for for photographs, and then a few of them had people with them where they were showing us how to pose, pose properly, show you how to get the right kind of look. And it was great. Like we had, I think 21 or 22 panelists throughout the day.
Wow.
And we had a whole workbook that was like 70 pages long. Like our team did an incredible job.
But it's still, sorry. Up,
You're
right?
Larissa,
if I want to see it.
Larissa did a demo. Yeah, Larissa did a demo as part of Joyco. She did about a 30-minute demo that was pre-recorded in advance. Wow. And so, yeah, it was great. And then there was a little balayage one as well. So it was, so it really wasn't about hair. It was about soft skills. And I think what's cool is that got us thinking a lot about, we could be doing all kinds of things in online learning that don't really require you to have to get on an airplane. And it gives more people access to it because it's not the money to get on a plane and then to get, to do a hotel.
That was your idea. You remember, right? Like a long time ago, you wanted to do this all, like have your, like a TV show.
Oh yeah, no, we
like so, where you just like go, okay, which is like,
it goes all day.
Which is what you just did, really. I mean, what?
Yeah, and I mean, I'll do. Oh, actually, I don't know if I can. I don't. So we've got. I don't know if I can say it. I think I probably can. But on Tuesday of next week, one of the big companies has asked us to work with them on a 24-hour stream. So they're going to be streaming for 24 hours, trying to get donations to help hairdressers that obviously need money. I'll be one of the hosts of the show, and then we'll also be streaming worldwide. It's one of the big three. I don't know if I can say who they are, but so that's
I kind
on
of
Tuesday.
Probably can guess. Because you.
I think I can say I'm going to just say it's Henkel. So all the Henkel brands, Schwarzkopf, Joyco, like all of them, they're going to be So Guy Tang will be live. Like all of their people will be live from all around the world, and they're going 24 hours of filming.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, L'Oreal's opening their salons in Paris, and I think at the end of this month.
Really?
Yeah. It's in WWD. You can read it. It came out yesterday.
It's such a tough time right now to open salons. That's I know. I mean, obviously nobody knew, right? They
didn't say anything that we haven't said. I mean, they have, they're going to do, but you should read it.
Yeah, I will. Sure.
So
I will for sure.
They're going to be opening.
So you think you're going to get back in LA at the end?
I think sometime in June, and I think New York June as well. I think for sure, probably June 1st. I think New York. I'm thinking. I'm praying, God, please. I the thought of being here for another month, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, with my same cooking and cleaning, like, I'm a professional cleaner and housekeeper now for sure, and chef. It's like, I'm just tired of my own cooking. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, and my friends and I are tired of each other. It's like. But wait, there's one thing I want to say. I think, it'd be cool if you did like virtual little tips virtually with hairdressers. Like, I need a little balayage right here. So like, what can I do? Like, how do you do that? And how do you rinse it off? Or, just like the basic little things I think would be cool if you did that with a few hair people, like a day of just the basics, like how to cut.
Well, and originally, like somebody was just asking about, free education. One of the things that we did, social climbing, we couldn't make free. We've been selling it for, 3 months. So it's that there's no way we could do that. Plus, we're like, that's the problem is all of us are losing money. We lost $3 million of contracts in the first 3 weeks. So, and I don't blame our manufacturers. They're not working.
Right.
They're not working. I mean, they're not selling product. Right. So like, I get it. And this will be over and they'll be back. And then we've had a number of them that have stayed and continued to do their campaigns and everything. So, you got to do what you got to do. L'Oreal's paying all of their employees. Like L'Oreal made the commitment to pull back on all their vendors, all their advertising, everything, because they kept their employees on board. So, everybody's got to make their own sacrifices, and we totally understand that. The one thing that we did do, though, is we took, for the woman that was saying, hey, I can't afford it, what we did do is we made a decision about 4 weeks ago, to take all of the lives, including Sally Hershberger's got a live in there too, and take all of the lives that we've done from the BTC house over the last 2 years that are all like $19.95 that day. Then they're $24.95. And we took $1,500 of education, put it all together, and we give it away for 3 days. So you guys that are out there listening, you get it for 3 days for free, 72 hours. And then it's less than $1 a day. It's $29.95 a month.
Oh,
and
amazing.
So that's been so great for people. So instead of binging out on Netflix, everybody can afford that right now, or pretty much everybody can afford that right now, and they can watch for 3 days. So they get really addicted to it. And I think what's great is Chris Appleton's on there. You're on there for the shag, for your shag haircut. And I mean, it's everything. It's balayage, it's foliage, it's men's cutting,
genius.
women's cutting, dry cutting. It's everything. Yeah. So that's one of the ways that we've at least felt like we could give back, aside from the fact that I took all my editors, moved them all over to writing about this and how you can manage through this, and lots of downloadables and stuff for, you know, for landlords, that a letter for the landlord, and you know, and a release form for your clients for at-home color kits. I mean, so we put all of this stuff together on Behind the Chair. And if you guys aren't aware of it, if you go right to behindthechair.com, not on Instagram, at the top it says coronavirus support, and there's probably 50 articles in there already, and downloadables and everything for you guys. Also some suggested disinfecting tips and things like that you guys can print off and put up in your salons too. So we're trying to give as much as we can. You know, I think we're all really sick of this virus.
We're really sick of it.
So bad.
No pun intended.
To work.
But
yeah, it's true.
I think that's great. But I have a quick question. So because I think it would be great for colorists to buy their own color from the salon if they don't already, and makeup kits. They could be making money right now. At least for
and that's why we put together this, because Madison Reed and eSalon are up tenfold, 15. That was tenfold in the first week. Imagine what they're up now. And so for hairdressers and this is where I talk about, like, you know, we have to we have to think outside the box. We can't just make assumptions that, you know, well, I'm not going to do that. That's not professional. The thing is like, I've been preaching this quite a lot, because 10 years ago, we would never have even talked about this possibility. Right. You know, we really wouldn't have, because times change and things change. I mean, you could see root touch-up kits actually coming out of this whole thing, and it could become a service for those that can't afford to see you all the time. But let's not give that business to Madison Reed and eSalon. You know what I mean? Like, why are we going to give it to them? You know, they're happy to take your client away. And I just think we didn't have that 10 years ago. So hairdressers need to be a lot more thoughtful about,
you know, I was the spokesperson for them.
But their client's going to go somewhere.
When they first launched Madison Reed, she had me be the spokesperson. And, but it didn't really make sense to have that within my salon, because then it puts the colorists out of business. But this is a really silver lining in the way for colorists to make up little kits. I know multiple people that are doing that. I mean, I know one that's like doing $5,000 a day. She's a very busy one, but her clients, she's just like making them at home. You cannot make them in your salon, but you can buy hair color and make the little kits for your clients, and you mark out the color numbers, so they won't know what it is, because you don't want to give them everything. Then they're going to be like, bye.
So we have, for you guys asking, we have articles on, if you go to, it's under coronavirus support is where you have to go look. And we have the actual releases for your clients to sign. So it was written by an attorney. Remember, your clients can sue you for anything. So even if they fill something out, they can sue you. They can sue you for anything. They won't win, but they can sue you. Yeah,
you need the release form.
Exactly.
And you send it to them. You have them pay the shipping. And I mean, you know, and you can make a nice profit, at least during this time.
And so keep in mind, for some people saying certain places, keep in mind what your laws are, for sure. There are so many crazy laws that are coming out. So all of a sudden we just got, I can't remember what state it is. I think it's Texas. That says now salons can do anybody that is considered essential workers. So now, but they're not defining what essential workers are. So I think it's the state of Texas. But somebody that may know can tell me. I just read it this morning. One of our team just sent it. No, sorry. It's in Maryland. Schmeg sent it to me this morning. It's in Maryland. Right. You can do essential workers.
Some said it's illegal in some states. So is it illegal to mail out color to someone's house. I don't even think there's a
Well,
law that says it's illegal or
Madison,
not legal. Do you know what I mean?
Madison Reed, I think people are a little, it's not Texas, it's I think it's Maryland, you guys. I think it's Maryland. So here's the thing, I think for hairdressers, I think we got to be a little bit, first of all, the boards, most of the boards are way behind. You know, and we contacted 5 different boards. They said it was not illegal to sell color kits. And the part that I don't understand is Madison Reed uses hairdressers, you know, to actually, you know, to make those consultations.
To prescribe it.
I don't know.
Like
I don't know how it could be illegal. Yeah. And if it is illegal, it's bullshit. Like the boards need to wake up and get with the times. Like we're in a virus situation, and hairdressers are not
do it. We
money.
can do it, and you sign a disclosure.
I know.
You have a little disclosure online, and they can do a DocuSign. But you know,
yeah, but
I think you would do it only for your clients that you really know and trust.
Well, right, and I think that's mostly what everybody's doing. Like Chris Jones is doing it, and they're doing very well. But they only do it for their existing clients, and then they do it in. And I know Farhana is doing it in Canada. And really busy colorist. And so what they're doing is taking their calendar of when that client was supposed to be there, right? And then every week or 2 weeks they're contacting them. But I would also right now, because it has been 5-6 weeks, contact all of your clients and let them know that. Don't have them go to Madison Reed making the assumption that you know, that you're not going to do that for them. So make sure that they know that you will, because you don't want to lose your client to them. And because Root Touch-Up Kits, people say, well, it's professional service. It's a professional service. You know what? The T-Zone, like, if they can do it on their own, they'll do it on their own. So they come to you for your specialty, not just, and yes, they come for Root Touch-Up Kits, and when they can afford it, they're going to come back, because it's about the experience that we want. For you, it's about the haircut.
Yeah.
I want a Sally Hershberger haircut. They can't do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
it's just
or
people like
beautiful
balayage. They can't expect a miracle. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just to kind of cover, even if you just do the part right there, you know, where like wherever you part your hair, where
exactly, just know, right here and right here.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's doing your hair color?
What?
Who's doing your hair color?
Rachel W. Stylist did it last time, and I love it so much. And she did it the day in New York, so for the show.
Oh,
and
so
then,
it looks
Chris
good.
cut it. I love it. Chris cut it. Yeah, but I haven't. I'm 54. I don't have gray hair yet either.
Yeah, I don't really have
so
gray
weird.
either. It's weird. I get a little bit.
Know.
I get a little bit like right here, just a tiny bit, but not really. I mean, it's pretty. It's like nothing. I mean, I just sometimes just throw in highlights, more or less. I don't even know what my
but it looks really good though. It looks great.
Thanks. Well, we have
good.
To do a follow up and see where we're at. What's today's date? Like almost the 1st.
I'm like, it's Groundhog Day for me every day. So I'm like, I literally.
It's
wow,
so true.
Well, when you're like us and you're literally on an airplane, like, you know, at least 2 or 3 days a week, or at least every other, like, I don't know how many flights I took last year. I'm used to waking up in so many different places, and I have been for such a long time, that it feels so weird to keep. This is the longest I've ever not been on an airplane ever. Yeah. Since I was a kid.
I know. It's amazing, right?
It's really, really, really strange.
We should touch base in a couple of weeks, and then I'll give you, like, I'm sure we'll have a lot more information, and then maybe by then I can share my idea.
That would be great. And again, when are we going to be able to see? Thank you for thinking of us for the magazine that we can't talk about. But when are we going to see that? When is it on? Is it a video, or is
it's me doing a celebrity from the beginning to well, I'm doing two different things for this big magazine. So one was a celebrity, and they're going to write the article. And so we had a full haircut. And then the other one, I can't say too much more, but it's another very big celebrity.
So you showed her how to cut it, and they shot pictures of it? They didn't do video?
Video and pictures.
Video and pictures.
Yeah,
and
but
they'll
the
release
next
it together.
one I'm doing with the celebrity will be a whole different thing. Okay. And they're very strict, cool. So I can't.
And we sent her arc scissors as well, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Jay, did they send them arc scissors?
Yes.
I think we
did.
We did. Well, I think it's going to cut us off in like 6 or 7 minutes, 5 minutes, but it's so fun. I know I miss you. It's like, at least I feel like every time I get to see people, you know, it's like we're still here, but
I know.
you know, it's good to catch up.
It makes it kind of normal. The other day I went to play tennis at my friend's house, and her son came out, who I've known, and the other son, and then their two girlfriends. They're all kind of known, you know, and we were all like, there was like 8 of us, like all talking, staying far apart, but it was so like, it felt so normal to see other people besides the few people that you're quarantined with. I was like, God, that felt so, we all wrote each other, God, that felt so good to get out of the people that you normally see all day long.
Yeah.
So no,
it's, you know, it's been fun to do Zoom. I mean, I hate that my young team is all home. Like, I think young people, you know, should be with other people. You know, working from home is hard, but they've all been troopers and they've all done a great job. The whole team has. And it's hard, you know, it's a hard thing for everyone to be dealing with and managing through. And, but you know.
You couldn't have made this up,
you know,
Mary. If I said, Mary, we are going to be in quarantine for months, you would have been, oh, please. It's like, you can't even, it's still kind of hard to believe that this has happened.
I know.
Isn't it? It's like,
well, we're like, I honestly, I mean, first of all, you know, we're pretty resilient, you know, I feel like, so, but I still feel like I'm kind of like living in this weird denial that it's not really happening outside, you know, of the, like, cause I'm on 300 acres and I'm like, there's just deer out there and ticks, you know?
Yeah, same.
And I'm like, and I was kind of laughing going, you know, I walk out, I'm looking for morel mushrooms right now. It's in season and I found some and cooked them up but there's ticks out there and I'm like, I could get Lyme's disease. So it's like, you know, we are going to have to learn to live with this. And there are different things that we can get. Once we learn more, I think we'll be so much happier, but we do have to remember that like, we can't stay in forever. Like we have to live our lives and there are, you know, we're always going to be surrounded by these things as long as we can find out more information. I mean, it's, you know, it's just, it's a tragedy for sure for everyone, especially hairdressers who are so close, but we're trying to do everything we can. You feel kind of helpless because I don't have the answers for them, you know?
Yeah.
There's like there's no great answer, but it's going to cut us off in 32 seconds. So, again,
well, it was so good.
I'm so glad you love, I'm so glad you love your arc scissors. That was like such a funny
love, obsessed. And so thank you again, and you know, stay safe.
Thank
and we'll
you.
Be in touch.
You too. Sounds good.
All right.
Okay, wash your hands.
Big kiss.
Talk to you later.
Ciao, ciao.